Yeah, he was. I always thought Harry Potter was supposed to be in the other class.
He's
not Gryffindor. No,
Slytherin?
Yeah, he should have been a Slytherin.
Actually, it's funny that you said that. I don't even know if you remember the first movie. They almost put him in Slytherin, and he started panicking. He's like, "No, no, no!"
Right. It was because of his parents that was famous, so they let him go into Gryffindor.
I don't know why. Yeah. I just want to say, my favorite house. If I was at Hogwarts, my house would be Ravenclaw. People sleep on Ravenclaw, but all the smartest people are in Ravenclaw. Okay. And I know Gryffindor is supposed to be like the dope house, but it's actually Ravenclaw, so I'm going to just say that. And I haven't been sorted yet. I'm going to go on Pottermore and get sorted, but I call them in Ravenclaw. I think you're going to be in Hufflepuff.
I don't think I'm going to be in Hufflepuff.
No. There's nothing wrong with Hufflepuff.
I don't know anything about it, but it sounds soft. No.
Hufflepuff is for the kind-hearted. Slytherin is for the cunning. They say cunning and ambitious. No. Gryffindor is for the brave. And Ravenclaw is for the intelligent.
No, Hufflepuff.
You don't want to be a Hufflepuff?
What was the guy's name? Was his friend's name Ron?
Mm-hmm. He's a Gryffindor.
No, but he should have been a Hufflepuff.
He should have. No, Ron wasn't that nice of a guy, actually. Oh. I guess if I had to stick him somewhere, I'd stick Ron in Gryffindor too. But Hermione was almost in Ravenclaw, so shout out to Ravenclaw. Okay, Rob doesn't want to be in Hufflepuff. I guess I'll put him in Gryffindor. He can go to Gryffindor. All right. Poor Slytherins, man. They never stood a chance. Number one pick, greatest movie villain ever. Rob, you go first. Who's your number one?
So this is going back a little old school, but my all-time movie villain would be Alex, played by Glenn Close in Fatal Attraction. She was the ultimate movie villain. I mean, if you saw that movie, that put the fear of cheating in every guy in America. Yes. She was a
boiling bunnies.
Yes, I mean, she kidnapped the daughter. She showed up at his house. I mean, she was relentless.
Do you think? Okay, so do you think she was like worse than an Annie Wilkes? Because you have her as a. Would you fear? What was her name in the movie? Do you remember?
Alex.
Would you fear Alex over Annie? Fatal Attraction is a great movie.
It's yes, because you could. I mean, eventually, there wasn't. Alex wasn't going to be stopped.
True.
Ever, you know what I mean? Whereas the Misery Lady, I mean, I always felt like, you know, if he just wrote it like she wanted it.
That's kind of true.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm just asking you for this one thing, just do it.
Right. You know. And yeah, so Alex
she was extremely creepy. Even that voicemail that she left him, remember that? That I was like, oh my god, this woman is crazy. But it didn't take her long. Like some people, it's like a build up. It was like after he tried to leave her the first time to go home to his wife, she like cut herself and she was doing all kinds of things like right off the bat. Right. And I'm like, dude, get out of there, go. You have messed up.
Right.
Yeah, she definitely. I had to give you that one because Fatal Attraction is an excellent movie, and she set the tone for a lot of movies like that to come with the obsessive. We've had so many. We had Swim Fan when that girl was like a little mini Alex, and she tried to be wasn't as good. We had Mark Wahlberg in Fear, which is actually a movie I really love. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but Mark Wahlberg, he played that type of character, and he did a good job.
See,
but he set the tone. Single white female.
And she probably is the one who started Lifetime. Because all those movies are like the Lifetime movies.
Yeah, we had the single white females. We had Hand That Rocks the Cradle, Basic Instinct, all of those types of characters. And those type of movies are a guilty pleasure. But Fatal Attraction, it was actually like kind of scary. Like when she boiled that bunny, I was like, all right, this is a whole other level.
Yes.
Yeah, and didn't she take the daughter to like an amusement park and like
she did, right.
I know.
Which made it even more creepy because she didn't do anything bad with her. She actually showed her a good time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But it's like, what's your end game?
Right.
Like, do you think that guy's going to be like, oh, okay, I guess I love you now, let's be together?
But that's the thing. When you take somebody's child, that's to me is so scary. Mm-hmm. And that's why, she didn't hurt her, but just the fact that they didn't know where she was
Yeah.
and everything else, and and then of course, like you said, the rabbit and everything else.
Yeah, and she tried, and it's like she wasn't just a danger to him. She tried to kill his wife at the end.
Right.
She didn't. When
Right.
they ended up having the Johnny. Did you know that movie had a whole different ending?
No.
Yeah, because you know how she died or whatever like that. It was gonna be. It was like I can't remember exactly what it was that Glenn Close had wanted, but they kind of explained why she was the way she was, and it was like this whole backstory, and I think she ended up surviving and like going to jail or something like that. But I don't know. That would be good if I guess you wanted to follow up, but if you want some finality, just kill him. Just kill the villain.
Right.
I gotta admit, I was kind of sad when Mark Wahlberg died in Fear because I was like, dang, he was hot, but he was so crazy that it wasn't good.
Well, I'm glad. Yeah. Well, I'm glad that Glenn Close's character, that she shot her the way that she did, because usually they shoot the person in the thigh, and then they go, phew, I'm glad that's over with. And they put the gun down, and they go sit down and start changing the channels on TV, and then the killer comes running back, and they're like, oh, I thought I killed you.
Right? They do.
With that flesh wound. So.
Like on Halloween when she stabbed Michael Myers once and dropped the knife right next to him.
Right.
I was like, why would you ever?
And turns her back on him.
Yes, it happens all the time. And Everett, he gave a really good one. He said The Wife in Gone Girl. Man, and that's another one heavily influenced, I think, by Alex in Fatal Attraction. If you have not seen Gone Girl, I'm telling you. Have you seen that movie?
No.
I would suggest it.
Okay.
It's very, very good, especially if you like Fatal Attraction. I wouldn't say it's as good as Fatal Attraction, but it's like a crazy twist, and it's just crazy. And the girl is out of her mind in a way.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. All right.
So Desiree would not let me go with my movie villain.
Oh boy, here we go. No, that's for a separate list. Are you talking about? Go ahead, say it.
Well, on my list,
honorable mention.
honorable mention is the shark in Jaws.
Now, can we consider, guys? Can you tell us in the chat? Can we consider the shark a villain? I don't. Because one, I'll say that he's more of a movie monster, and I think that's another list that we can do in a future show. But a shark isn't a villain; it's a shark. Like, don't go into shark waters and then expect the shark to not eat you. That's like going into a tiger cage and be like, "Oh, the tiger ate me. He's a bad guy."
Well, it is.
No, he's not. He's a tiger.
That wasn't an ordinary shark. That was a 25-foot shark. That shark was a beast.
Now I can see if you wanted to go monsters who are bad, the ugly dinosaur in Jurassic World. That thing was like smart, and that was like a whole other level. But the shark was just being a shark.
But Jaws was like the original. I mean, all these dinosaurs and all these things that came. I mean, Jaws was. Remember the whole tagline? Everybody was afraid to go in the water after that. Beaches just shut down.
Of course. Yeah, movie monsters.
There you go, Chris. You need a bigger boat. That little small boat.
Exactly. And Chris, is it you're gonna need a bigger boat or we're gonna need a bigger boat? Mandela effect.
Okay.
People remember it differently. All right. So your number one was Alex from Fatal Attraction. So my number one is actually going to be. I know you're gonna contest me on this. Heath Ledger's the Joker, and obviously. Jack Nicholson did a great job as the Joker. Obviously, it's a classic. He made it a classic villain. But Heath Ledger ruined villains. He really did. Because I don't know if you have noticed, but to me, after his performance in The Dark Knight, a lot of the villains in comic book movies we've been seeing have tried to play their villains in that kind of way, with the weird voice and like the weird mannerisms, like that horrible performance of Lex Luthor in Batman vs Superman. I felt like he was kind of trying to do like a Heath Ledger type of performance. You know what I mean, with the funny voice and I was just like, everyone's gonna be doing this now, and it's just he ruined villains for he ruined villains because everyone else wants to have that level of performance that Heath Ledger did, and they said during the film of The Dark Knight, he was so into it. He was kind of obsessed with the character. Like, he was the Joker for that time. Rest in peace to Heath Ledger. But he did an amazing job of playing the Joker. He has that level of he brought that level of insanity. I don't think the Joker is somebody who's just evil. I think he's completely a lunatic and out of his mind. Right. But he's smart with it.
But Jack Nicholson is the one who established that. So prior to that, the villains were just villains. They did dastardly deeds, but they weren't off their rockers. They were just kind of like the bad guy in every James Bond movie.
Right.
They're insane, but they're not. They just walk around with you, tell you what they're gonna do. And, you know what I mean? Yeah, I'm gonna destroy the world, and then I mean, it's now, and like you said, what's his name there? Who played Lex Luthor? And I mean, that was the worst ever.
I didn't like it at all. I'm like, this is not Lex Luthor. This is just some other, or Lex Luthor Jr., I guess.
This is the world now that you feel like you have to do it. I mean, just, do like Loki. Just do it. You know what I mean? You don't have to exaggerate and change your voice. I mean, since when does Lex Luthor talk like that?
That's the Heath Ledger effect, because he did it so well, and that's another thing too. Is obviously we all appreciate Jack Nicholson's Joker, but I felt like I appreciate the fact that Heath didn't just try to do what Jack did. He took it and he went his own way with it, and I thought it really, really worked. And the Joker, especially the Joker in The Dark Knight, he's not there to just kill the Batman. Like, he really just wants to make the Batman miserable at every point and opportunity he has, because they both had opportunities to kill each other. Joker's had opportunities to kill the Batman. He doesn't, because he has too much fun making his life miserable.
So the question I have for you then is, did you fear him or did you hate him?
I would say I would fear the Joker more than I would hate. Well, I guess if you're scared of someone, you kind of hate him too. But I guess I would fear him more than, because he's another person who can't be reasoned with. There's no getting through to him and saying, please don't do this. Like, he's gonna do it, just like he tossed homegirl out the window, and then he also ended up blowing her up or whatever like that. And then he so much excitement, like that situation at the end of The Dark Knight when they're the two groups of people on the boat, and it's like either you kill the other or you both die. Right. Like, that's such a horrific situation to be in. I couldn't even imagine like what those people would be going through, and he enjoyed it so much and was very disappointed when nobody hit the button. He's like, dang. But and he said at the end of the movie, like, we're never going to kill each other. We're just going to do this over and over again. And we're going to continue to play these games. And he's going to kill more people. He's just going to kill as many innocent people as he can just to mess with the Batman. He's going to kill everybody he loves. And that's not a villain that I would want to go toe-to-toe with. It's not.
Right. No, so, yeah, I'm not going to say that that's not a good choice. I think it is a good choice.
Yeah.
And he did... like Everett said, he took it to the next level. But I think that it was already established. So I think that he did lose a couple of points for that.
Okay, I guess we can. Yeah. I definitely have to disagree with my boy Everett. He says Jim Carrey did better as the Riddler than Batman. Then Jack did as Joker. I don't agree with that. But to me, the Joker is already in himself already a better villain than the Riddler, and even Bane. He's even a better villain than Bane. But that would go back to likability. I guess I would probably be a little bit more scared of Bane because he's so large and imposing. Yeah. But that doesn't make him the better villain, though.
And Bane was just so cocky. He just walks out in a roof with his hands hanging on his collar, and just like, you know what I mean? And like, you felt like Batman feared him. Like, Batman thought, nah, I can't beat this guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is different. This guy is
yeah. And Bane's a fighter. Joker's not really a hand-to-hand combat type of guy. They're different. They're really, really different. And that's the one thing I liked in the Batman trilogy is how both of those guys are so different. They didn't try to do like Lex Luthor sucked, man. That's all. He was such a disappointing villain. I was so excited for Batman versus Superman. I thought it was just be good. Even Doomsday wasn't what I thought he was going to be. And just to go back to the Joker, people have really been coming for Jared Leto's whole life since Suicide Squad, and I think people are being a little bit tough on him because he's another one that I felt didn't try to do what Jack did, and he did not try to do what Heath Ledger did. He did something else. But I do agree with people